Okay. Okay, good morning, everyone.
Mm,
Today I will delivering you a topics about cloud computing with AWS. If you're not familiar with cloud computing, I will introduce what is the cloud computing and why the companies use the cloud, and then I will introduce AWS and their services. I want to ask you, do you familiar with cloud computing?
I rarely, a little bit know about cloud computing is something like our data will be saved in our three-party server, something like that. I just know about that, and then how it works, how they safety and everything. I don't know.
Okay, it's close to the definition. And what is the cloud computing? Before the cloud computing is massive use uh, in the company, people store their data in their data center. It's kind of like you have a computer in your company and you use that computer for the server for saving your application, your data, or anything else in your company. But with the growth of the internet and the technology, there are a new approach for the company to accompany their need of IT infrastructure. One of them is cloud computing. So instead, you have to buy your server, your data center or database or anything else. You just need to rent to third party to save your data or your application. So in this slide, I will give you a comparison between the traditional IT infrastructure or sometimes we call on-premises, on-prem. And then the other side, we have the cloud computing. Yeah, cloud computing is the new solution for IT infrastructure. They have different approach because in the traditional IT or on-premises, the software and hardware, it's runs on your computer. But in the cloud computing, especially AWS, the IT infrastructure and the software you need is managed and hosted by a cloud provider. And then there are also different in the cost. And on premises, you need to uh, have to purchase the hardware, and then you also need to uh, make a room for your server. So you have too expensive upfront cost. It's kind of like you have more invest before you can use the IT infrastructure to build your application in your company. In the other hand, the cloud computing give you more flexible way because you just only need to pay what you use, or we call this as pay as you go. So you will be charged or you will bill uh, same as what you use. It will build you like by hour or by month. Yeah, it depends on what you use. And then on the on premises, you have fixed capacity. What it means? It means like if you need more capacity or you need more power of your server, like CPUs or memory or storage, you need to purchase it first. before you can upgrade your server. But in the cloud computing, you easily can scalable. You get more power instantly. You can adjust everything that you need based on uh, the user access or anything. And then you also need to maintenance and update your software or IT infrastructure by yourself if you using the on-premises. But if you using the cloud computing, updates and maintenance will be handled by the cloud provider. And the last is about the security. Yeah. If you have your own server, you are responsible for all security aspects like physical protection. If there are any disaster, you should protect your data center or your server to save for the disaster. Yeah. And then for networking, you need to make a security or network, and the end you need to your security in data. And in the cloud, there are a concept security is shared. So the cloud provider and the user, we are uh, share our responsibility in protecting our application or data. Like AWS or cloud providers, they will protect the physical infrastructure and facilities. And we as a customer, we need to manage our application security. There is a difference between the on-premises and nowadays people prefer using cloud computing because they have flexibility and more cost efficient, especially for many startups or small medium enterprise, uh, because they don't have many um, budget on investing in infrastructure. So I can give the conclusion, the computing is like on-demand delivery of IT resources like computing power, storage, and database over the internet, where you can pay as you go pricing. Okay. And why the company use the cloud? It's about making anything faster, cheaper, and more reliable. So before the cloud is coming, the company is always trying to make their infrastructure to match their needs. Yeah, but in the reality, sometimes they purchase larger than they need, or sometimes they purchase the infrastructure less than their need. So they should predict the application traffic or anything else. With the cloud, we can scale it automatically based on the user access or by the traffic spikes. Next, by using the cloud computing, we save money. Yeah, we don't data center cost, cooling system, hardware upkeep. Yeah, there are capital expenses. Yeah, and it's more predictable each month. Yeah, we can predict what the cost that we that we bill every month because we have a usage pattern. So with that, we can uh, make our budget still on the track. And next, with the cloud computing, we can go globally in a minute. We can deploy our application worldwide instantly, and we can enhance our user experiences and reduce the latency. Because with the cloud technology, we can copy our data near to the customer location. Yeah.
Hello,
And in the end, because, okay, do you have any
may,
questions?
may I ask you, you say we can copy our data near to our customer,
Yeah, sure.
and then how we'll do it? Is there
Nah,
any we copy to the nearest server or how?
nah. And the cloud, there are, I will give you an example of Netflix. Yeah, right. So Netflix is one of the biggest uh, video streaming platform. Actually, the Netflix using the AWS. So in the AWS, they have technology called CDN, a cloud delivery network, a content delivery network. Yeah, and with the content delivery network, it will adjust our file. They will make a copy to the near our user, so it will much faster. And when we streaming using Netflix, it will low latency. So like with low internet speed, the videos will still have the same experience wherever we access the Netflix. It's kind of like they have a replication. We called it a replication. So for example, the server or the Netflix using a cloud in US or UK of the user come from Indonesia, they will replicate the movie or the series to the near the user, for example, in Indonesian. So it will make the access more more uh, more speed or more easy to access. So it will have low latency for the user where when watching the movie.
Okay, I got it. I think Spotify also
Is
apply
it
the
clear?
same system. Yeah, yeah, I
So
got
the
it.
so the concept is like the cloud will make replicate of our content, and we can also make like security. So like videos or whatever about the data when it's not uh it's not it's not
If the data is not for public consumption, yeah.
yeah, if the data is for public consumption, we can use CDN. But if the data is private, you can just keep it in your region. Like that.
Yeah, got it. You can continue.
Okay, okay, thank you. And then with the cloud, we can focus on our application. Yeah, because the infrastructure was handled by the cloud provider, so we can focus on our application. Yeah, application focusing solving our businesses, and then we can get more competitive advantages for our company because we now focusing on strategy level, because AWS will manage your IT infrastructure. So what is AWS? AWS is Amazon Web Service. It's kind like of cloud computing. First cloud computing, it started in 2006. Yeah, it was pioneer of cloud computing before uh, any cloud is coming. The AWS is the first cloud provider. Yeah, and AWS have many services services for your business. You can use and run anything online. And then who use AWS, like startups, large companies like Netflix, Airbnb, and Spotify, governments, and million more. In Indonesia, currently, AWS still one of the biggest cloud, like in the startups, in government also, and then they have a large community, so it's like grew faster in Indonesia. AWS also have a concept of global infrastructure. So it's related to your previous question about how the AWS or cloud in general make a replication or make a copy the data, because they have a region like in the US, in the US, in the Europe, in the Asia Pacific. And the best practice is we should choose our region near to our users. For example, we are in Indonesia, so our region is in Asia Pacific, right? And then,
Can I ask you a question?
sure.
Let's say my company in Indonesia, and then my data you will store close to Asian region, right? Asian Pacific. And then sometime I will travel to Europe or to Middle East. And then when I want to access my data in Europe, is it mean the data in Asia region will be copy first in the Europe server, so it will be faster for me to access when I access in Europe?
Actually, the concept of replication only happens for the user of our application. Like in the company, we have a product like e-commerce. We have e-commerce. When our e-commerce user mostly from Indonesia, but the data center in US, they will have latency. But if the case like you want to open your data in another region, you as an admin of the company, it will still perform the same because you are not the user of the application. So like you want to see your data in your company, it will not affect the speed or the latency.
Oh, okay.
Anything else? Are you
No, it's
clear with?
okay. Yeah, it's
Okay.
clear for now.
And the region have their availability zone, which mean in one region there are minimum three. Like in Indonesia, there are 3 data center like Jakarta 1, Jakarta 2, and Jakarta 3. We can choose. Uh, we can save in the one availability zone or multiple availability zone, but it will increase your cost. Also, the replication in between region will increase the cost. So you should have good plan. What is your needs? Are you only need to access your application in Indonesia or global? Because it will adjust your cost. And when the availability zone, if one zone is fails, like if one data center is turn off or have a problem, your application will still working. Yeah, it will give you high availability and less downtime. Like in Indonesia, the government have their application for tax. Yeah. if we put the application in 3 region, yeah, and then one region or one data center goes downtime, the application text will still accessible by the user. And AWS have most extensive global cloud infrastructure. Like they have 38 region with multiple availability zones, 120 availability zones, and 700, more than 700 called from 13 regional aids and so on. So with this benefit, we can make sure our data or our application can be accessed in anywhere, anytime, as long as you have internet connection, you can access the application, and you as a admin, you also can manage and work everywhere. Do you have any question before I'm going to the next slide?
Mm, Actually, my company right now run a cloud like the store data center, but the issue is if we are not access from out of office, there is the IT person have to setting something in our laptop so we can access to the cloud data center. Why is this happen?
Why we need to like configuring our devices before connecting the cloud or connecting to the data center? It was part of the security. So we limited the access to the data center or the cloud. The reason is for the security. Not everyone can access, and the limited network, and also the limited places. So we can make like a rule, only people in Indonesia can access, and outside the Indonesia cannot access the data. Usually
Oh,
we called it like VPN. So we have to configuring our devices using VPN so we can access our data center or cloud.
yeah, okay, I got it.
Okay. Nah, next I will explain you about the AWS services. There are more than 200 services, but I will focus on 3 categories. One, one is the compute. Yeah, the simple usage of this compute is like you have your website or application code, you host your application or your compute services. It's called EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. So it's basically a virtual machine. So you have virtual machine on AWS, and then you can store your website or application on that server, and our user can access the application. Next, there are storage category. It's like you have photos, videos, so you can uh, save or backup your data in this storage. It's called S3 or simple storage services. So you can uh, save your company data in this service. You if you concerned about the security, you also can encrypt. Encrypt is like you giving a password for security for your data. So uh, AWS, everyone who doesn't have the password or the key, they doesn't know the data. And the end is the databases. It's like you have databases in tabular data and structured data. It's called the RDS or Relational Database Services. It is the main the main service of AWS. And we will work through one of the services. Wait a minute. One is the EC2, the virtual servers. So with these services, you can launch your data or your web. You should choose how much CPUs, how much memory you need. You also can choose what is the operating system you will use, like Windows or Linux. And the EC2 have the benefit you can start easy, and then you also can stop it. You also can change the size. For example, currently you just need 2 CPUs and 4 memory, and in the future the need is different. You need to change before for the 2 to 4 CPU and the memory from 4 to 8, for example. You easily can adjust it. The symbol of the EC2 is you are renting a virtual computer whenever you need it. So you can access it everywhere, anywhere using the internet. And the second is Amazon S3, the web storage, also called simple storage services. It's like object storage. What is object storage? Is kind of like of image, videos, backupping. You can save your files as an object, yeah, it's called an object, and you will save it in a container or the bucket. It's kind of like a folder, but the AWS have a different name like bucket.
Okay, got it.
The common uses is like you can storing any multimedia files, creating backup, hosting simple web. So you can use the Amazon S3 to hosting your static web, static web, and the AWS is super durable. Yeah. So if you save your data in Amazon S3, it's highly unlikely to ever be lost. Yeah. Because it's very safe and it have we can make a rule like auto backup, and then we also can make the privilege who can use the Amazon S3. And in the last we have Amazon RDS. Is like database service. It's for structured data. Usually the data is in tabular form. We save it. We can use the SQL, the structural query language. So it's basically a managed database service for running SQL database in the cloud. Yeah, we can use auto backup. Yeah, our AWS will manage it and maintenance, and we can focus on the data. The common uses is like we store and manage our application data, run different engine of SQL like MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, or SQL server databases. And we can use this for our web or mobile apps. The RDS also can automatically adjust based on our need, and it also have the feature to backup our data, so our data will be saved in AWS. Okay, do you have any question so far? I have explained you 3 core of AWS services.
I just wonder because before I have experience like we cannot access like Twitter, we cannot access like WhatsApp, we cannot access like another application because they are in maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay, and then?
and then what I mean, let's say we can access that app maybe for 3 hours or 4 hours or maybe 12 hours. And then before also sometimes they notice us, we will do maintenance server for let's say 10 hours. So you can access after 8 a.m., something like that. And it will happen if we use the EWS cloud also, or how you will handle to minimize the possibility people cannot access the apps.
Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you for the question. Actually, based on your question, it like an issue in connection, yeah, connection between your on premises. So, based on your question, I can assume that your company is using like on premises data center, like or private cloud, and the private cloud sometimes it disconnect from the internet. So, uh, when you're accessing from your company, you cannot access the application that need internet connection. Second, the probably is there an issue in like firewall. There are a firewall who blocks the internet, who blocks some application. Uh, so it need to be adjust so you can access your application or you can access web that you need. Is it clear?
Yeah, okay. And then I want another question. Based on your explanation, I will assume cloud is like server, but bigger than if you have server in one place, but it's bigger. And then as I know, every server have to do maintenance.
Yes.
And then when they do maintenance, nobody can access the server. Is it correct?
Yes, and then?
And then when the AWS do the maintenance of the cloud server, is it mean his customer also cannot access the data? Or maybe because they have a lot of region, maybe data from region A, they will copy to region B. So when people in region A want to access the data, they can go to region B until the maintenance in region A is finished.
Okay, okay. Actually, I don't know the exact answer for the question, but I have assumption. So it is my assumption, like when the cloud, any cloud, they do the maintenance, like they upgrade their servers or anything else, they should like they have a mechanism to have a copy before they maintenance their infrastructure, physical infrastructure. So the user will never get downtime. They don't uh, don't don't happen like they cannot access their application or they cannot access their data. It will not happen because the cloud provider, I believe they have a uh, mechanism like backup or copying the data before they uh, do the maintenance. And based on my experience, I almost never have downtime when using the cloud, especially AWS. So it's offer you minimal downtimes. Is it
Okay.
clear?
Yeah. Is it clear? Another question is do you have experience or do you ever heard about the data that's stored in the cloud is not safe, or I mean hacked by another person or hacked by another hacker?
Is it still possible our data can be stolen? Wherever we save the data, like in our local or in our company, in our cloud or in the public cloud, is it possible to be stolen? So it was our responsibility to make sure the data is secure. Like we limited the access to the data, or we have add the more security layer. Yeah, so our data will be protected. Yeah, the best way to make sure our data is safe is we have to multiple uh, layer of security. Like when we uh, log into the AWS or we log into to our application, it needs to like to authentication. Like they need to send our message or something on confirmation. Also, we can limit it or we can block it like limited the access from Indonesia only, so the user or people who outside the Indonesia cannot access. So the best way to protect our data is by using multiple layer security. So it was problem anywhere. So not only in the cloud, on-prem also, and the local juga also. So the best
Okay,
way is okay. Clear?
clear.
And the last I will introduce you to the AWS console. It's like in this place you can manage your cloud resources. Yeah, it's easy and simple to use. So like if you want to provisioning virtual machine, you can choose the specification and then you can click the launch and your server is ready. And AWS also offer the free tier. You can use this program to try AWS services. You can explore and you can learn about AWS. So I will give you a demo. A minute, I will give you a demo about AWS console. Can you see my screen?
Yes, okay.
It is the AWS console where you can manage your cloud resources. Let's explore. Uh, Before you can log in to this console, you need to like register, and then you also should make like a payment, yeah, before you use payment information. Payment
Okay.
information you should fill. And first, for example, I want to give you a demonstration of EC2. It is the virtual machine. This virtual machine. This is in the United States region. Can you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Actually, for this account, they're not available for Jakarta. And then we can easily make a virtual machine or make a server. For example, in this page, I will click the launch instance. Launch instance. And for example, I want to build my web server, for example, web server. And then I will choose what the kind of operating system that I will use. There are a lot of operating system like Linux, macOS, Windows, and I can choose the specification like in this page. I will choose the one virtual CPUs and 0.5 of memory. Also, I can choose like the network, and also I can choose anywhere, for example, but also I can limit it. For example, it is only accesses from my IP or from my computer. And in the last, we can click this launch instance, and the server will provisioning for you, and then you can install your application or your web there and make your user access it. Another, we will explore like S3, Amazon S3. It's like our object storage. You can save your file, your image in there. Just wait a minute, it's still on progress. Okay. For example, this is I want to make a bucket. Make a bucket. The speed is based on your internet connection. I think my internet connection is slow, going slow. So yeah, just wait. Nah, this is I have to choose the region. This time I chose the US North Virginia, and I can make the bucket name, for example. This is suit unique. This is suit unique, and then I can choose it is accessible from public or not. And for the security, I want to block this bucket from the public, and I can also make versioning. So for example, if we have one file and then in the future we have an update of the file, we can see the changing, or we can see the version between the file. For example, I choose the enable, and then I click create the bucket. Just wait, it will take a minute. Our bucket is done, and then we can upload our files and save our file here. Wait a minute. For example, I want to upload my files. For example, I upload the data of employee, and then I just click upload. It is finished, closed, and let's see in our bucket. The file is in here. You can see, right?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. Because it is private, the people outside the company or outside our AWS organization cannot access this file, except we open the connection. And there is a lot of services in AWS like analytics, application integration, gaming, machine learning, and many. Do you have any question or clear so far?
So far is clear.
So I will give you takeaways. before we ended this class? Or you have any question before I give you the
No,
key
no,
takeaways? Oh no,
everything
okay.
is clear.
Okay, I will back to the slide. Stop this. So the cloud computing is like you have to rent your IT infrastructure to the third party, like cloud provider. The example of the cloud provider is AWS. They offer you a lot of services that can be used for your company, for build your application or your your needs. And there are three main services of AWS. First is compute service. We call this EC2. And the second is storage service. It called Amazon S3. And the last is uh, Amazon RDS is the database service. Okay, if you don't have any question, I will end this class. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, you can reach me in the group or on this chat. The chat is still available after the class, so if you have any question, you can just raise your question in this group and this chat. Okay. I think enough, and thank you for your attention.
You are welcome.
I will stop the record.